wishing well. The story of a raggedy man and the dark-eyed dog he rode in the dreams of little angels between believing and being loved. She said somewhere by the sea there's a smiling moon and a mango tree, where on the ebony coat of a Labrador named Jojo there rides a ragamuffin man. His hair is spun from a fine swan's down twine, with shiny ice blue diamond eyes, and his coat is made from multicolored hand-me-downs. And Jojo, well, he's been seen to fly. And I know somewhere by the sea there's a smiling moon and a mango tree, where on the ebony coat of a Labrador named Jojo there rides a ragamuffin man. Ragamuffin man, he speaks of a happy from his imaginary mind. He says that happiness is meant for those who love, and those who always let their kind light shine. Some say it's all imagination, but kinda hate to tell you that's a lie. For I was taught to love you by a wise old raggedy man. So like Jojo, I finally learned to fly. And I know somewhere by the sea there's a smiling moon and a mango tree, where on the ebony coat of a Labrador named Jojo there rides a ragamuffin man. Somewhere by the sea there's a smiling moon and a mango tree. This past year was good to us. The one before, just a little rough. The one before that was an awful thing. What will the new year bring? Will it bring us a little boy to fill our lives with love and joy? We've had our share of growing pains. What will the new year bring? Used to 1 and 1 make 2, now 1 and 1 make 1. I hope you will love me throughout the year to come. We've made our mistakes with love. We learned that it can't promise us tomorrow and forever things. What will the new year bring? Wish I hadn't read our horoscope. Things look stormy for Scorpios. Virgo's supposed to sprout their wings. What will the new year bring? Will you want me to love you the way you know I do? And will you walk through life with me another year or two, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 600 years or more? Happy New Year, darling, for whatever is in store. I wouldn't love me if I were you. When I treat you the way I just did, but I didn't mean to. I'm ashamed to ask you anymore to forgive me. But I'm sorry, and it may sound like to you I'm making excuses for what I do. But while I'm changing, just love me and remember that whatever I say means I love you. Whatever foolish thing I do means I care for you. When you sort it all out, you're what I'm all about. If you can love me long enough, I learn to show you. You say it sounds like to you when I ask you where were you, that I don't trust you, but I just worry and I miss you, and I need missing sometimes too. And when the fighting and the crying lead to saying that we're through, recall the words that I inscribed on my heart for you. Whatever I say means I love you. Whatever foolish thing I do means I care for you. When you sort it all out, you're what I'm all about. If you can love me long enough, I learn to show you. Whatever I say means I love you. Whatever foolish thing I do means I care for you. When you sort it all out, you're what I'm all about. If you can love me long enough, I learn to show you. Whatever I say means I love you. And if you can love me long enough, I learn to show you. It just took a little while for me to get my head together. Growing up's the hardest thing I've ever done. Here I am like a stranger in the house I grew up in, and learned right from wrong, and if I did, but the sun never shined enough on Daddy's growing older, and Mother's never died, but she did. And I remember feeling guilty 'cause I couldn't wait to leave here, though I loved him every way that I knew how. So I packed up all my yesterdays and headed for tomorrow. It's almost tomorrow now, and Daddy's little girl is home. But where's the little girl gone? She bundled up her dirty jeans and teeny bopper magazines in search of what her life was all about, with a little rag doll and Charlie Brown and an old suitcase full of hand-me-downs and a loneliness she knew so much about. And now the dreams that I trusted and all the playthings have rusted, but here I am a woman somehow, and all those growing pains of yesterday are gonna get me through tomorrow, 'cause it's almost tomorrow now, and Daddy's little girl is home. But where's the little girl gone? She bundled up her dirty jeans and teeny bopper magazines in search of what her life was all about, with a little rag doll and Charlie Brown and an old suitcase full of hand-me-downs and a loneliness she knew so much about. Oh, but I can still remember when I used to gaze out this window wondering who I was and what I would become. And it just took a little while for me to get my head together. Growing up's the hardest thing I've ever done. Oh yes, I can still remember when I used to gaze out this window, wondering who I was and what I would become. And it just took a little while for me to get my head together. Growing up's the hardest thing I've ever done.
I cried a tear, you wiped it dry. I was confused, you cleared my mind. I sold my soul, you bought it back for me and held me up and gave me dignity. Somehow you needed me, you gave me strength to stand alone again, to face the world out on my own again. You put me high upon a pedestal, so high that I could almost see eternity. You needed me, you needed me. And I can't believe it's you, I can't believe it's true. I needed you, and you were there, and I'll never leave. Why should I leave? I'd be a fool, 'cause I finally found someone who really cares. You held my hand when it was cold, when I was lost. You took me home, you gave me hope when I was at the end, and turned my lives back into truth again. You even called me friend, you gave me strength to stand alone again, to face the world out on my own again. You put me high upon a pedestal, so high that I could almost see eternity. You needed me, you needed me, you needed me, you needed me.
Like the ripples from a pebble when cast into the water, there is not a life that has not been touched by the troubled times of the 80s. He was grayer than I'd remembered. For once I just listened. It wasn't like him to talk defeat, but he was down. He'd worked hard all of his life for his all-American wife and his all-American children in a small American town. Said he was about to lose his house and he'd already lost his job, and if things kept on getting worse, he didn't know how much longer they could hold on. Said he owed everybody and his brother, and naturally they took it out on one another. He said, you know, you'd be surprised how being out of work can chip away at a marriage and the foundation of a home. Is it the story The sign of the times has a nightmare replaced the American dream, where so often is heard a discouraging word, are the clouds as dark as they seem. He said, you know, I'm not lazy. I mean, it's not that I haven't tried. Then he put his head in his hands, and the grown man almost cried. He said, I guess I'm kind of like the kid on his first date. I don't know what to do with my hands. You know, I've always been busy, made a living for my family. Now I can't get a job, and I'm a working man. He said, my wife used to think I could move a mountain. Now I think she'd be happy if I'd just move out. And the kids, well, they're growing so fast, and they all need clothes, and now they have to do without. It makes you feel small, you know, takes away your self-respect, breaks your heart and hurts your pride. And it makes it hard to be a decent husband and daddy, and it eats you up inside. Is it the story of the 80s? The sign of the times has a nightmare replaced the American dream, where so often is heard a discouraging word, are the clouds as dark as they seem. But what bothered me was he was half of America, not just one man trying to deal with all the change. Out of work, out of hope, out of luck, and most of all, out of dreams. He's the farmer, the trucker, the teacher, the steel worker, the Protestant, the Catholic, and the Jew. He's the hero of America. He's me, and he's you. Is it the story of the 80s? The sign of the times has a nightmare replaced the American dream, where so often is heard a discouraging word, are the clouds as dark as they seem.
Still recall when we said that our love was forever. All those plans we made for tomorrow that looked so bright. And I understand all the reason you gave me for leaving, but that doesn't help when I'm sleeping alone each night. So if you ever change your heart, just remember it's not too late to start it. You still believe in what love can do. I could find someone more than willing to be your replacement, but there's no one else who can move me the way you do. So for now, goodbye. But if ever you find you still want me, you just call my name, 'cause I'll always be here for you. Just remember it's not too late to start if you still believe in what love can do. If you ever change your heart, just remember
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger and endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, then to think that love is only for the lucky and the strong. Just remember, in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
You know, I've always believed that when you feel something, especially something good for someone, you shouldn't keep it from them. You should let them know. But I also believe that if you think it's love, there's really no need to bring it up if you know there's no chance for it to grow. But it seems like I'm always coming up with contradictions. Because now I find that what I believe and what I feel are two very different things. And those feelings that I've kept all to myself want to come out now, even though they've changed. So you see, I guess I was right in one way that I never told you this. And I don't really know why I'm telling you now, but I just kind of like you to know that there could have been a you and me. I might have changed my life for you, and you might have changed for me. If there were not so many ifs and buts and if you had wanted it to be. But because of the way I am and the way you are, we never took the chance, did we? Call it respect because we're not free. Call it fear of rejection because of our pride. Or call it just plain old common sense, that it would just be too risky and too sticky a situation because we wouldn't know exactly where we were going and we'd be afraid to take the ride. Call it whatever, but I wanted you to know that I like you very much and you're the kind of person I could love. You're honest, sincere, compassionate, not afraid to be too gentle and not afraid to be too strong. And you've got that certain kind of something that people are always looking for and rarely find and never seem to get enough of. And somehow, it doesn't seem wrong to tell you that. No, we've never kissed and never touched each other, but our hearts have, and our souls have, and if we gave them half a chance, look out, for I'll bet they could start a fire that nobody in the whole world could put out. But that was yesterday, wasn't it? And things are so different now. So I was right not to ever tell you because I guess I always knew it never really would have had a chance to grow. And though I'll use my better judgment again and never mail this letter, I still kind of wanted you to know.
Every morning when I get up, I see your face in my coffee cup, looking back at me, looking back at me. Another morning, another day, still I'm feeling the same old way. I'm still missing you, missing you. It should have been easy, should have been easy, should have been oh so easy to do, but I'm still getting over you. Seeing old friends of mine, and they all smile and they say, in time I'll get over you. Yeah, I'll be good as new. And I guess somehow, someday I will. I'll forget you, I know, but still it'll take some time. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. And it should have been easy. It should have been easy. Should have been oh so easy to do, but I'm still getting over you. It should have been still getting over you. Now if I were yours and you were mine, I'd spank your bottom every time you drink too much or smoke too much or talk too much. Look who's talking. Sometimes I think it would be if I loved you and you loved me. What we'd do differently than what we're doing now. But I'm just talking, 'cause you're not Charlie Brown and I'm not Raggedy Ann, and this ain't a little cigar band I'm wearing on my hand. We're not playing spin the bottle in a world of make-believe, like the heroes in a storybook that we can't wait to read. But I wonder if there'd be any harm for you to hold me in your arms and steal a kiss or two. Then I could forget about you. Listen to me talking. No, I'm not yours and you're not mine, and kissing on you would be out of line. 'Cause the kind of hearts we have are the kind that break in two over people like me and you. 'Cause you're not Charlie Brown and I'm not Raggedy Ann, and this ain't a little cigar band I'm wearing on my hand. We're not playing spin the bottle in a world of make-believe, like the heroes in a storybook that we can't wait to read. No, you're not Charlie Brown and I'm not Raggedy Ann, and this ain't a little cigar band I'm wearing on my hand. We're not playing spin the bottle in a world of make-believe, like the heroes in a storybook that we can't wait to read.
occurred to us that you would ever die like the rest of us. And it's impossible to put into words all that you've meant to us, but to many, you were the American dream. Besides JFK, you were the only hero some of us ever had. In an age that said we should suppress our feelings, you freed us from some of the prejudices the previous generation was about to pass on to us. In every song you sang of life, you filled our hearts with love and emotions that touched feelings in us that we'd kept hidden for a long time, helping us to get to know ourselves, telling us it's all right to feel, to be the way we are, that self-expression is a God-given right. You did for a whole generation something we couldn't do for ourselves. And because you communicated the depth of your feelings and interpreted ours so well, you were an extension of us, and we wanted everything for you. I guess we could say you were the heart and soul of and to one generation. You also represented a part of us that we weren't sure of, that we dreamed of being. You made us aware of our own potential, even though we knew we might never find the secret in ourselves for reaching it, as you did. But you showed us it could be done, and so excluded yourself from society to preserve the mystery that made you that American dream. I guess that's why we put you on a pedestal so high that you could do no wrong. We didn't want you to be subject to human ills as we were. We didn't want to know you any better than we did. We wanted you to be perfect, and telling us something that spoiled our image of you would be worse than finding out for the first time there was no Santa Claus. But now the call has come, and fate says your time is up, and we can't believe you're gone. It seems like the world ought to stop moving, or that life shouldn't go on. But it does, and we will, till our time comes. And that's reality, I guess, reminding us of our own unimportance. That life is here, life is gone, just like that, even for those who seemingly have everything. And so a part of us has died with you. But the monument we leave to you is not made of stone, but of love. It's a big empty space in our hearts that was reserved for only you, that no one else can ever fill. What was once a dream is now a memory. What was once a reality is now a dream. But the impact you had on our world will last until the last life you touched is gone. We're sure gonna miss you, and nobody will ever take your place.